Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Helldivers 2, and last time we were checking out one of the premium war bonds. Might not have been new to you guys, but it was my first time checking out Cutting Edge, so we tested some of those things. This time, though, instead of looking at a war bond, we are instead going to focus on a specific type of mission, or two. One of which is notable, because it is great for farming up samples, and it's generally a lot of fun. And there's another one that is not good for samples, but is just generally a lot of fun as well. So it does require that you go to a planet with a defend order, like we see here. So if we go to this planet, we are looking for, at least for sample farming, specifically this retrieve essential personnel mission. And then the other one that is not really good for samples, but it's just a lot of fun, is this evacuate high value assets. And you might not have done any of these missions if you haven't made a point of going to one of these defend planets in the past. Alright, so I found one of these retrieve essential personnel missions, which is the type that is really good for farming up the samples. This is on Helldive, so it is going to be difficult, but there is a technique to doing this. So I'm going to take my usual setup, which is orbital laser, rail cannon, and 500 kg for clearing out enemies quickly and efficiently. Then you want one kind of backpack. I like the guard dog, although I think you can make a case for the shield pack as well. Then typically I like, let's see, yep, having optimization, the space optimization, the stamina enhancement, and ideally this as well, but I guess we'll have to settle for just some of those things. So the idea here is this is the type of mission where you have the essential personnel, you press a button, they step out of a door and come running into this other area on the other side of a sort of settlement-like structure. And as you're doing this, oftentimes, of course, you will get enemies that spawn in the area, and the enemies, if they kill the personnel, then you get a penalty for your requisitions, and also you just don't make progress on that main objective. So just gonna press the button at the very beginning, but we actually stand to benefit from having only a small portion, potentially just one, of our teammates hanging out here to complete the objective. Meanwhile, everyone else goes out and farms up samples. By doing so, of course, we benefit from getting those extra resources, but for the main objective, it is actually helpful because it takes some of the aggro, some of the enemy spawns away from the objective, making it much easier for our teammates to get the job done. Usually what you want to do is you want to, when you're trying to specifically find areas that might have some good stuff, you check your map and you see enemies that are standing still. That is generally an indication that they are functionally guarding something. So before we even get close enough for them to notice us, I like to throw out the 500 kg. When you throw it, they'll start approaching you, but hopefully, you know, you can, oh, well. Hopefully, you can knock some of the enemies out quickly enough that you're just cleaning up the scraps at this point. And what that ideally does is it also makes it so that the enemies do not call in a breach. So we got a little bit of samples there, not a huge deal, but we also get one of these, which will give us medals. Okay, not bad. Okay, our teammate is right on top of us. Ideally, we'd probably spread out more. Okay, so we're looking for, I mean, sometimes you can just tell from looking, like that's obviously going to be something. They're throwing something at it. That was a little closer to us than I would have liked. Okay, so we'll let them take that one. Let's maybe not hold on to that 500 kg in case we get bumped. That might be a side objective. Kind of looks like it. But we don't necessarily need to focus on that. Let's go toward this light we can see, which should obviously be something. Again, look at the map, and this is where getting the radar boosted can help us, but didn't have any teammates taking that one.
Requesting air support.
Let's go for this. So we'd like to get the charger. Oh, there's two chargers there. We'd like to get rid of those. But if there is still one standing, we'll do, oh, okay, no, you're dead. You're not. Okay. You, our teammate, come back over to where we were? Yeah, they did. I mean, I'm kind of deliberately trying to spread out so we can cover more ground and also make it so that no one person gets overrun by enemies. Because when we are being proactive and aggressive with our stratagems, he says as he walks on to the exploding plants, we can oftentimes, as I said, avoid having the enemies create breaches, and therefore we actually don't have to fight that many enemies. It's surprisingly safe, even though we are by ourselves. So those enemies, are they standing still? They are, I suppose. Yeah, that is a spot that is of some interest to us. Okay, we'll laser this one.
Requesting orbital.
It's usually the little guys that spawn in the breaches. They aren't technically the only enemy that can do it, but we did get a railgun, did get ammo. So sure I actually wanted this, but we have it now.
Allied destroyer has left the squadron.
Okay, this is more so what I was looking for. Okay, and then occasionally, yes, you'll come across areas like this, and this is where you get the big stuff. You get just sections with tons and tons of rare samples. Usually like a little less than 10, or maybe in this case, exactly 10.
Got a sample.
Okay, we do have a bug breach on us, which I think very well may be because our teammate who was hanging out next to us attracted some unwanted attention. Yeah, they're still right there. They might have been the one that made it happen. Because if you're by yourself, it's actually pretty rare that you get the bug breaches as long as you are aggressive with your initial, the way you choose to open the encounters. Using those stratagems, we might be approaching the edge of the map, are we? We did get one of our teammates dropping out, which makes me a little concerned because I don't know what they were working on. If they were working on the main objective or if they were exploring around, because obviously we do still need somebody at the main objective. Okay, I might double back it well. Thought I saw one of the beacons in that direction, but not all that keen on running right past that Bile Titan, so maybe we'll keep going this way for a little bit longer. Okay, now we're in trouble though. Okay, the teammate that we have left is on the main objective, but now we have fewer people attracting enemy attention away from the objective. So actually, can we call in an SOS? Not seeing it right now. Apparently not. Theoretically, there are some things here.
Requesting air support.
And the 500 kg actually does come back off cooldown fairly quickly from the resupply. Oh, right, there's the rail cannon now. Which we may not even need at this point, because those enemies are dead. Just gonna waste that shot. What was it that they were guarding, though? Just this? Oh, there might be some rare samples there. Oh, just this, he says. No, there's a lot of rare samples here. Don't need the stims. We'll reload this. Okay, those enemies are stationary, which suggests that is also a place of interest. Do see a charger there. I'll be a little bit careful of that. If they were moving, that means they're a patrol, and that means they are not necessarily guarding anything. So we're trying to differentiate between those two types of things. You survived that. That is not cool, dude.
Calling in orbital strike.
Shouldn't survive that, though. Not really used to using the rail cannon. But we did get another teammate joining us, so that's good. So hopefully they can... I mean, with 2 people on the objective and only 1 elsewhere, that might not be a great thing.
Found something.
Okay, well, the person who joined us recently has now since gone. Oh, the common samples on this planet are, like, worms. Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay, this looks like the thing these guys were guarding. These are the super samples. I did not mean to pick up the quick action shotgun. I've never used this. But this is obviously Very nice acquisition. Switch back to you. Okay. Our only other teammate was the person on the objective. We have no choice but to bring them back in here. Okay, so we might need to head back. So this is going to make things difficult. As you can see, we've already accumulated a lot of samples. So from that standpoint, we have done well. We don't know how much progress our teammate has made on the main objective, which is a little concerning. This guy have something here? No? No? Okay. Looks like we are quickly approaching the edge of the map, though. Let's circle back a bit here. And somebody needs to go back to the main objective. This is a place of significance, though. You can tell. See the 500 kg is about to come back. We'll use that.
Eagle's back from the nest.
Sending in an eagle.
May not have been the best aim on that throw. Probably wanted that to go a little bit further. Actually want that charger to come closer to us so it gets blown up.
Requesting air support.
Not sure that it did. Okay, now we will be punished
Requesting
with
air
a bug
support.
breach. Or bad accuracy. Oh, that's landing on you. Uh-oh. That's kind of scary. I did not mean for that to land on, what are those guys called? Hunters? Okay. These guys might have been a patrol. The mobile kind of enemies that just so happened to track us down.
Found something.
So this is the area we wanted.
Requesting air
Let's
support.
see. Theoretically, there's some
Fire in the hole.
good things here. Well, I did not mean to do that. I, for what it's worth, did press the switch weapon button, and we did not switch weapons. I did not intentionally throw a grenade
How'd you like to
straight
taste
at
of freedom?
the ground in front of us. Also, I would appreciate if you allowed me... Excuse me. I pressed the switch weapon button like 4 times there, and it did not do it. Wow. Okay, that was a little odd. Okay, we're gonna have to do this to at least hit the Vile Titan. It's not gonna be enough to destroy it, though. Oh, that was the... It's not even the Rail Cannon Strike. This is the Rail Cannon Strike.
Requesting orbital strike.
Now that might get the Vile Titan. Okay. Now we might be able to spend a little bit more time looting. So yeah, there you see, it is still manageable, even if you do get a bug breach, but obviously
Rare sample
we
acquired.
prefer when that does not happen. It's much quicker and easier
Got a
when
sample.
you do not have to deal with those guys.
Bug tunnel breach.
Where? Next to whom? There, okay, that looks like a patrol to me.
Rare sample acquired.
There you go, see? We had one person doing the objective by themselves, and they were able to do it.
Eagle back in the fight.
Just us distracting enemies over here was enough to buy them the time and space and peace to get that objective done with several minutes to spare, and we got a whole bunch of samples along the way. And usually you would have more than just 2 people on the mission. So if you had at least one other person running around picking things up, then you'd have an even better chance of getting all of the stuffs. So might even call in extraction. Obviously it's a little preemptive, but given how we are done, we've made a bit of a loop, we're here now, kind of feel like it's not the worst idea. And then we may still have time for extraction to come in and not have the mission timer expired, and that way we can, even if someone goes down, still spawn someone back in. But they have a Vile Titan chasing after them right now, so they might not be able to call in extraction all that easily, unless we help them out.
Sending in an eagle. Calling in extraction.
On its way.
This is a little risky. There we go. Oh, that may or may not have killed the Vile Titan. I'm not really sure. Also, jumped down a little further than I intended. Okay, so yeah, extraction's coming in a little less than 2 minutes, and we have a little more than 2 minutes left in the mission. So it lines up pretty well in that way. Okay, I would throw another 500 kg there, but I don't want to blow them up. They are right there. Yeah, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. I'm trying not to blow them up. So now, I mean, if anything, probably would want to give ourselves a little more distance in between us and the extraction, so that we don't have all the enemies, Bile Titans included. Oh, too far from extraction. Oh, hold on. That's important, though. We need to get closer. Can't be that far away. Oh, that is the Bile Titan. Okay.
Requesting air support. Hearing you.
Oh, they have the jetpack. Nice. Okay, we could use the jetpack right about now. Now, cannon. One of those dudes. Oh, hello. Okay, we've it's coming down pretty soon, in fact. I think we circle back around. Try to make our move now. Might be a little preemptive, but not mean to go up there. Uh-oh. I didn't want that. I thought that might have been stims. A few more samples? Oh, 20 seconds? Okay. It was definitely preemptive. I think I was looking at the wrong number somewhere. Or I made up a number. Okay, whatever we have, we should use, because
Requesting orbital.
we're about to lose access to the stuffs. Oh, what? When did we get this? Oh, we accidentally picked it up from someone else's corpse. Okay. Really want extraction to come down right this instant. Okay. The mission timer is over, so that the timer activates immediately, but we're fine. With just 2 people, we got almost all of the samples we could bring and finish the mission, at least, you know, initially, with several minutes to spare. By the time extraction came in, it was basically the exact duration there, but we made it work. And it wasn't too difficult. In fact, the most difficult part was when we had additional people who were attracting unwanted enemy attention toward us. When that wasn't happening, it was fairly smooth sailing.
Liberty returns, locked and loaded.
And of course, if we did have more people, then it would have been even easier to farm up even more samples. We played it a little bit safe from that standpoint, but still a healthy dose of those samples.
Allied destroyer has joined squadron. Every Helldiver
And there we go.
unspeakable tragedy.
Mission
But
accomplished.
this mission had
Not too bad. I mean, obviously, at the very end there, you need to be careful when all the enemies start spawning in and you need to make your way over to extraction. Alright, so this is another one of those missions that is specific to planets that have one of those defense orders, and this one, although not good for farming up samples, in fact I don't think it has any, is still a ton of fun, and is kind of unique, so I like it a lot for that reason. So it's evacuate high-value assets. It sounds really similar to the name of the other one. It's the one that has the shield with the brick effect, or the icon. So, could go with our usual setup here, although might try to break out the mech. I'm kind of tempted to do that sometime, but maybe we'll save that for a later occasion, because I have yet to use it. And it does seem like a lot of fun, but we'll focus on just the way in which this type of mission is structured, rather than getting all distracted by a new stratagem that we've never used before. So this one is basically, it's sort of like a tower defense. I guess we'll take that. I guess that's the best way I could describe it, is basically tower defense meets Helldivers, or base defense, really. Because we will get wave after wave of non-stop enemies, and they will be trying to destroy our base. Our base will be actually fortified in several different ways, And we need to make sure that they don't break through to the center of our base where we're trying to send off those high-value assets. So it's relatively difficult because it is a whole lot of enemies and there's very little break. And I've never done it on this specific map before, so the layout's going to be a little unfamiliar to me. But we want to, you know, find choke points where we can shut down the enemies. We have ways where places here where we can close the gates and prevent them from coming through and functionally create a wall. Okay, let's get this going. But I just think this is a really cool type of mission because rather than run around trying to uncover a bunch of things, it's sort of the opposite. It's very different from other Helldivers missions in that way. Okay, so we have our guard dog. We drop the supplies, that's good. So obviously having, you know, fortifications of various varieties can be helpful for these types of missions. We have a lot of, you know, stratagems that are orbitals and deal large chunks of damage when the enemies do start coming down. But there you see, like, those mines should be very helpful. They closed off the initial gates here, but we have several other gates here that we can close later on. The enemies can destroy those gates. Okay, they're spawning in now, so let's focus on this side. We want to avoid destroying our own gate, of course, which, you know, maybe is a downside to the setup that we chose to take. Oh, ow, okay. Might get hit by some of those things if we're not careful. But yeah, I was using the flamethrower with this a while back, and on this type of mission, and at least once the enemies, you know, got through a little bit, it was a decent setup. Okay, so this Bile Titan is already broken through, as you can see. I think we do this, because we don't want you to break through any more than you already have. You're down. Charger could cause some trouble. So, I mean, as you can see, already a lot of stuff coming through, a lot of things happening. And now that those gates are both down on, I think, either side, the enemies theoretically can come through more quickly. So, you know, we can try to be a little risky and be out here where the enemies are going to be spawning and try to slow down their approach. Or we can fall back more into a more heavily fortified area. It's just an interesting strategy, interesting dynamic. We have a little bit of a pause in the action where we can refortify some things if we need. Okay. Here they come. Now we don't need to be quite as careful about blowing up our own fortifications with our 500 kgs. So, deliberately did not do that at the very beginning. So basically, you'll see the rockets launched is the thing that we need to complete, and that's just passively happening as time goes on. So functionally, we need to stall the enemies, slow their approach as much as we possibly can. What is that? That's napalm. A little bit careful here. We don't get bombed by our teammates, so might need to fall back, as you can see from this Bile Titan. It's getting a little iffy here. The right time for the orbital laser. I mean, not here. I don't think we want to launch that so close to our base, but this guy is causing some serious problems. Do not want you to get much further through, but we don't have great tools for when you are already in. We are probably best served as the front line of defense, where the secondary damage is not as big of an issue. So I guess I'll drop the laser back here. Well, no, you know, still doing okay there. Is that still alive, that Bile Titan? It is. Okay, good. They took care of it. So yeah, the fortifications, as you can see, like the incendiary mines can do really well here. The flamethrower, once enemies get through, so it can just clear out a bunch of stuff, at least the little enemies, fairly quickly. Obviously, we don't really want to be stepping over there anytime soon. Although we have, once again, a little bit of a pause, as we just saw one of our other rockets go off. So basically, if we last close to the full 20 minutes, we should get all those rockets launched. But we need to make sure that the enemies don't get all the way through during that time, and they've already broken through a fair bit of our defenses, so we do need to be careful. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the laser now, I think. Or at least maybe wait until the next big enemy spawns from this wave. Our orbital laser will set off those mines for what it's worth if it hits them. So there is a little bit of potential to reduce the effectiveness of our teammates' stratagems. So I want to be a little mindful of that. So it doesn't seem as though, you know, maybe we didn't really pick the best stratagem setup here in all likelihood. But okay, now watch that guy walk over the mines. How effective are those? Very effective. I feel like most of the stuff we're shooting at is already dead, which is a good thing, I suppose. Means we're faring fairly well. That wave went pretty smoothly. Okay, don't step on that mine. There is still one that's kind of close to us. I think we should be getting our third rocket out soon. Also, ow. Yeah, there's the... Seems like it's pretty much synchronized, where as soon as the rocket launches, that's the signal for the next wave coming in. Let's throw the 500 kg just because I want to get that off cooldown. Or, well, you know, get the value from it and then get the Eagle rearm happening. Ah, well, alas. Maybe would have been better to have saved it for you, but we'll... The laser going... Oh, well, so that was rail cannon, which is also decent for you, but... Should get the laser going since that has a long cooldown and want to make sure we're getting the full use out of it. Alright, I guess it's gonna be you. Except you're dead. So I guess it won't be. It'll be the other enemies over there. Fair enough. Yeah, there's still... Oh, yeah, there's definitely some big stuff there. Okay. That's fine. What the heck is happening there? Okay, someone threw a 500 kg. Also, I don't really want to be standing right next to you when you're about to shoot that, and you probably came very close to blasting our head off with it. So yeah, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Our teammates are doing much of the heavy lifting here. But I still think this is a lot of fun. It's a cool dynamic. Got all these different angles you can approach from, depending on what your setup is. Fending them off pretty well at the moment. For the mines, that's good. Those have been pretty effective. Freezing the enemies with, I forget what it's called, but that electric-y thing. Not a terrible idea to chuck grenades as well, although, I mean, again, at the moment, none of the enemies are making it through. Okay, now those guys further away. Well, everything's on cooldown right now. Just poke them from afar. I don't know if we can chuck our grenades quite that far. Let's go. Eagle's coming back very soon. Okay. Don't need to worry about that for too much longer. You, however, and now you're definitely done. Okay, Eagle is back. There's a lot of stuff spawning over there. Let's go for it. Still would have probably preferred to have been a little closer. Oh, that was still a decent throw. How many grenades does this dude have? What the heck? Are those all grenades? That's insane. Alright, I am gonna... Oh, is that a 500 kg? It's napalm. Let's do it, because there's also a charger there as well. Okay, that's not great where we are right now. I don't think that was our 500 kg, was it? Thought we threw ours further away, unless it attached onto one of the enemies. But, okay, both the big guys are down. Reload, maybe nap one of those supplies. Oh, no, we're doing okay. Save it for our teammates. I mean, as I said, we are not Like, as you know, as you could tell, we're not having to do all that much, because our teammates are doing an awesome job here.
Fog tunnel breach.
Okay, we'll chuck some grenades over here. Thought those were hitting him, but apparently not. Okay, now you. Rail cannon strike, unless that's going to be enough to take you out. Well, one of those Bile Titans at least will benefit from taking this damage. Okay, careful with you, though. Look at that. Look at that. That's teamwork. That's beautiful teamwork. But there's more Bile Titans, of course, where those came from. 5 out of 8 of the rockets, so we're making decent progress there. But all it takes is one of these guys to make it through. And that's game over, so still need to be careful. And that guy, both these guys, dancing a little more than I would like them to be right now. But I think it is to a certain extent. Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt, isn't it? I'm very surprised that did not hit us. That was very close. Oh, this one's still up. Okay, we do have our 500 kg left. Or it's back now. But once again, this dude is right on top of us. A really good time for it, unless this other teammate can back up a bit. Maybe we can sneak this in a bit. That's not really going to hit much of anything at that rate, though. Unless you walk over into it. Thank you, Bile Titan. I appreciate that. Helping me out. Okay, much better then. Okay, so that's good, because that was starting to cause some issues. It was threatening to get much closer. Okay, so this is going to blow up a whole bunch of their incendiary mines, so not a huge fan of this, but given how much trouble we just had with the previous Bile Titan, want to use those quickly. Okay, there's another one. Get the laser out for that. That's off cooldown. So yeah, I like how missions like this, it feels like, you know, they do have different types of stratagems that work better for it, and so it's reason to mix it up a little bit more. Okay, so there is a wall here that I don't think we've yet activated. Don't think we have. So probably best to be on this side so we have the option of pressing the button and not getting trapped out there. Again, the enemies can break that wall, of course, as can we. But at this point, we might be committing to falling back. I mean, obviously we just set this whole place on fire, but at the same time, we have the potential to hold a little bit more, don't we? I mean, I guess we could call a guard dog for a teammate. Just throw it over there in case anyone has a backpack slot to spare. Okay, we are running low on weapon ammo.
Calling in reinforcements.
Uh-oh. Okay, this is not good. This is very not good. Do not like how far you're making it through. And we... Okay, now we have the rail cannon. That is good for this exact situation.
Orbital strike.
Okay, very nice. So there you see, all it takes is one, and since our defenses earlier on are much lighter, we make it through fairly quickly. Oh, we just never activated that wall before. So we activated it late. That's interesting. I mean, we'll take it. Weaken this charger, that'd be lovely. Our teammates are starting to pay attention to it, which is helpful. I don't really want to be kiting you in this direction, to be honest. That was a bit of a mistake, but there we go. Okay, we've gotten all the rockets off. So we are done from that standpoint. But then again, okay, there's an example of what it's like when a wall gets destroyed. Yep, the Pelican extraction should be coming in very shortly, although there's a few enemies in between us and extraction right now. I don't know if you notice. Okay, well, you know, we can escape quickly enough. We won't get blown up by that. Oh, that Palatine is right there! It's not the explosion we need to worry about. It's the Palatine. I did not realize it was that close to us. Oh my god. That was brutal.
Deploying reinforcements.
That was brutal.
Point me to the enemy.
What are we thinking? We just jump in now? Oh, well, they're back now. They've spawned back in. I feel like we just make a run for it. Oh, no! What? We didn't get stomped, did we? It just automatically extracted? Okay, that's annoying. But it happens sometimes, right? Yeah, it happened to other people, too. You could tell from the chat. So, I mean, obviously, the mission itself went well up until that weird sort of buggy extraction. But I still really like those missions. Again, not good for samples because there weren't any samples there. But I just think mechanically, it's a really fun and very different type of mission. So if you feel like, you know, other types of missions are getting kind of repetitive, you want to mix things up, try something new, I really like this mission for that purpose. And this is one that I feel like could be kind of interesting to take the big mech on. So usually, this mission is really good for farming up kills. We didn't get that many, and I mean, as I was saying, it felt like our teammates were doing much of the heavy lifting. So I'm half guessing that the one person who already left the squad may have had several hundred kills. They might have been the one carrying the team there, but either way, I think that's a lot of fun. So those were the two mission types that I wanted to show you. One for farming those samples, and the other for just having a good time. So if you guys haven't tried them, highly recommend that you do. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.